What's up, everybody? Another Plano Trade and Exchange video here. Got my cards back from Beckett finally. It's taken about 3 months or so. This was the sub that I basically sent a bunch of cards that I wanted to resub, in addition to some other cards that were minor misprints, some faded cards, some reverse secret cards. And I don't know how to feel about it. I'm mostly disappointed, but I'm also just like, I'm a little bit dumbfounded because I'm like, Beckett, what are you doing? I don't understand. But anyways, without further ado, let's just go into it and I'll kind of talk as we go along here in the video. So first up, I'm going to share the cards that graded pretty well and were cards that I'm excited about. But yeah, we'll go from there. So first off is this reverse secret rare Serpent Knight Dragon. Pretty hard card to get. I believe you can always grab this. You can only get the reverse secrets in the tins. So big hit for me. I'm glad it got the silver label. The reason why I'm so excited about that is because, I don't know if you can see here in the light, but it does have a bit of a bend here at the corner, I believe is the damage that it had. And for it to get a 8.5 silver label was good. That's all I wanted. I'm actually considering possibly selling it. And yeah, so there's the first one that I'm pretty happy about. Second one is this reverse secret rare Jinzo. The thing that I'm peeved about on both of these is that they didn't label them reverse secret rares, which is like kind of Beckett's deal. Like that's one of the perks of grading with Beckett, and so they didn't get the reverse secret rare there. So that's a little annoying. That's a minor fix. Thing to note here is that this almost got a 9.5, and so if you see on the edges and corners, it got 9s, but the centering here, as you can see, got a 9.5. Now note the centering of the card. Does that look like 9.5 centering? I don't think so. I feel like this side's a little thicker than that side, which in my mind I feel like can get a 9.5. It would have made sense if they gave it a 9, but yeah, 9.5 on this one is interesting because as you'll see with the rest of the cards, it won't make much sense. So pretty happy about that. I'm actually going to resub that and see if it'll pull the 9.5 and see if they'll reconsider the 9 subgrades. A card here that I was pretty, I was excited. I was kind of excited. I kind of knew it was going to get this, but is my Beckett 9.5 Dark Sage. So I mean, these game promos are not too difficult to grade. Didn't get the quad 9.5, but good grade. I do plan on selling this. I have another one in a 9.5. I really wanted Dark Sage in a 9.5 in my personal collection, and this one was just to sell. So that's it for those. And then the next thing is one of my regraded cards. So this one was one that I was a little peeved about because they said it was altered. You see, so as you can see, this was the previous label, and they didn't grade it. It's obvious, and it's also mislabeled, level 4 Horus instead of the 8, and I got the Beckett 8. Not super happy about this. I think it can get an 8. I thought I could get the 8.5 silver label. It didn't, but I think I'm going to retry with PSA. I'm kind of done trying to grade with Beckett on this one. The surface, yeah, it was harsh. They gave it a 7. I thought it could get at least a 7.5, maybe an 8, but it is what it is. So I kind of want this in a PSA slab at this point, so if it gets PSA 7, I'll be okay with that. But yeah, authentic altered. Yeah, right. Like, come on, guys. What are you doing? The next card I was somewhat happy about because I thought I could pull the 8.5, and that's my glossy Exodia head. It pulled an 8, but it does show that PSA or BGS is not as strict with the little corner bends that you get. This one I believe had a little bitty bend right here in this corner, and it had a deep surface scratch back here, hence why it got the 7.5 surface. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I do think I want to sell it, but can it pull a better grade? Maybe. Do I want to try again? Maybe not. I spent $500 on this submission, and I kind of feel like it wasn't a huge loss because I think I could sell the Dark Sage pretty easily, maybe the Serpent Knight, but I don't know. I don't know yet. The next card was also a regrade, and it got the same grade, so there's some consistency there. Here is the Suijin Mystical Space Typhoon misprint, really cool card, and it got the same grade. So not really that consistent. 9-5 centering on this card. Okay, that makes sense. I like that they went up on the centering, but they went up on corners, which it was an 8 previous, or they went down on corners, it was a 9 previously. Surface, it got an 8, so it seems like I won't be able to get higher than an 8 on the surface here. And then edges got a similar grade, 8 to 8.5. Yeah, I'm done with Beckett on this one too. I think I'm gonna sub this to PSA. Let me see here. Sorry. Oh, I see. Oh, has this always been there? These edges are a little worn. What did they give it for the corners? A 9 on corners last time though. I'm so confused. Beckett, come on, man. You got to be consistent with these grades. That one was pretty close, but still. This one was also another regrade. Pretty disappointed about this one too. I don't know what they are looking at. And yeah, so here's the previous label. It is a Shining Legends Mewtwo. Freaking love this card. The artwork is super cool, and it got the same grade. Very similar grades. I'll give them that. I had a 10 on edges last time, but I don't know where they're getting the surface issue. This card is pristine. Like I went through multiple copies to get one that was mint, and so I think I'm just gonna send this to PSA at this point. So yep, there's that. And then these, I don't know what they were looking at. I can't remember honestly if these cards had prior issues. I don't think they did. So my first one here is this Dark Magician, and sorry, camera's messing up a little bit. It's my Dark Magician, and let me see here. There we go. This one, I don't know, surface 5. It does have some little red splotches here. That is because of the misprint. This is a factory error, but yeah. So I think whoever was grading this thought the fade was an error, which is really inconvenient because, you know, you send your faded cards to PSA. So they discounted for that probably, and they did that to the rest of them too. So here I also have a faded Blue Eyes White Dragon SDK. And I got a double. I'm going to crack these because I don't think these had major surface issues. I submitted these because I thought they could pull at least 8 5s and that they would label them ink error, but they don't have that either. So whoever did this sub totally botched it. And here's another one. So again, surface 5. I'm pretty sure they gave them those grades because they're faded, and that is the reason why the rest of my cards fell victim to that as well. So Gate Guardian, this was also a resub. Last time this one got a oh whoops, I totally was using this label on my Mystical Space Typhoon. Whoops. Well, let me see, where's the right one? That's what I get for not prepping these super ahead of time. But yeah, the Mystical Space Typhoon Suijin misprint. Let me see. Oh, well, let's just rewind a sec here. Where is it? Huh. Yeah, very similar grades, actually. Okay, they didn't do too bad on the Mystical Space Typhoon then. Sorry about that. And let's go ahead and go back to the Gate Guardian. So yeah, I got a 6. I mean, horrid grade. The 5, I really do think they thought the fade was part of the damage, because that is a huge jump from a 6 to an 8. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this Gate Guardian either. I mean, it is mint aside from a surface indent, but that's from the Anubis stamp. I really do think like that shouldn't count against the card. And I have seen graders grade cards with an Anubis stamp through the back without issue and didn't consider it damage. But yeah, I had a really bad grader. This same thing with this B skull. Let me see if I could find, yeah. So similar grade. It had a higher grade last time, and don't know. It got a 9.5 for edges, which is really weird. It is a pretty pristine card, and again, 8.5 or 9 centering. I don't know where they're getting that. This card is, I mean, maybe on the back it might be miscentered, but yeah, again, I mean, so granted, they did get similar grades, but still, like, just not what I wanted. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I might actually go CGC with my faded cards just because their slabs are really cool. Yu-Gi-Oh cards look really good in CGC slabs, and I've just been really pleased with seeing their grading style and how they grade cards. I think they're pretty fair for the most part. And these are going into my personal collection here, so I'm not super worried about, you know, I'm not super worried about them like not being in PSA slabs, but yeah, we'll see. And then last but not least, my Dark Magician. Yeah, this is probably the worst one. The surface does have issues on the back for sure, but I mean, it got 9.5 on centering and edges, and then a 9 on corner. Like, this Dark Magician this time around freaking killed it, but the surface just, I mean, the back is pretty bad, but I think they discounted for the fading, because this is a somewhat faded Dark Magician. I mean, it's not faded. It's not as faded as Blue Eyes, for instance, but, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, so I think I'm going to resub quite a few of these. For sure going to resub the Blue Eyes and the Dark Magician faded cards. I don't know what I'm going to do with Horus. I think that'll go to PSA. Dark Sage and the glossy Exodia head will be for sale. Maybe the Serpent Night Dragon as well. I don't know. I really am curious to see what some of these would look like in CGC slabs, but yeah, Beckett. I mean, I don't know. They don't seem to have that consistency. You know, even the authentic altered Horus level 8, that one didn't make any sense, and yet here it is as a BGS 8. I mean, which is also, I mean, a fair grade. It's got some waxing issues that you normally see in these SOD sets, but you know, it's like, why did that happen in the first place? And why is this happening right here? These faded cards all getting like super low grades. I don't get it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Last time I sent faded cards, my faded cards did really well. I got a 9 and an 8.5 max faded Blue Eyes White Dragon and a 9 Dark Magician, just like this. So I don't know what's happening. But yeah, so probably going to have a CGC submission to come. But yeah, for now, just wanted to share these grades, wanted to share the regrades, and just basically that the regrades didn't really go as well as I hoped, which, you know, not super surprised, but I am still a little disappointed. And wanted to show some of the other faded stuff that I sent that got absolutely torched in the grading process. So, yep. I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. I think I'm just going to stick to PSA and maybe CGC. The biggest plus for me is that Beckett just moved their office from Dallas to like down the street from my house. So biggest reason why I might stick with them, but I don't know. But more to come later. See you guys.